shit. It was nearly a professional stream. It was nearly a professional start to the stream there, wasn't it? Hi everybody, how you doing? How's it even going? Oh, you're supposed to hear music? Although, did that get to the end of the track? I think that naturally just came to the end of the track there. So close to perfection. So, you might have spotted, although I've just noticed the link is a wee bit gubbed, but we now have bespoke, well it isn't really bespoke, but we've now got Starting Soon music by my mate Paul. And nobody else is using that Starting Soon music on stream. Did that get to the proper end of the track? And it just happened to be good timing when I flipped scenes, because I've got a wee special thing. So I check out Paul's music if you're into that Starting Soon stuff. That should be the correct link there. You missed my rap intro? I didn't do a rap intro. Hello, B. Dolan, how's it going? Sounded like the end? All right, well, that was just serendipitous. That means that I can't show off my new thing. So today I've just set up custom buttons, right? So hello, Sharon Tempest on YouTube. Welcome in. If anybody's on YouTube and doesn't know who I'm talking to, basically I'm also streaming on Twitch. Twitch.tv/1030. That's 10:30. And so there's a big hubbub. There's a big chat over on Twitch. So if you want to join on Twitch, that's the best place to fully experience this full thing. Let me get everything switched on. So let me introduce you to the new music. So I struck a deal with my man Paul Maguire, who's also called Quiet and Peaceful. What the fuck? Alright. Quiet and Peaceful Man. And he's letting me use his music. And I'm delighted at that because he's a long-term friend. I got a wee fright when I saw that. Did you see it? This should be on. I wonder if somebody's profile picture's up or something like that. That should be on, shouldn't it? Oh no, it's because I had the webcam set up. Aye, there we go, that's us. There we go, that's us. And we've got James Master right there. Cool. Hello everybody, welcome in. How's it going? Going to use that Starting Soon music tonight? No, Roscoe, you can't. Ah, you can. You're more than welcome. Here, do you want to see something cool that I've done? So if I press play on the Starting Soon music, right? Let's pretend we're still on the Be Right Back screen, right? So if I go to the Be Right Back screen, I forgot you can't hear me on the Be Right Back screen, so I'll tell you all about it just now. Roscoe, how's Dubai? So if I've pressed a button, and you should hear sort of muffled music currently, as if we're standing outside a club or something. It's maybe a bit too loud. Maybe turn it down a wee bit here, right? But see if we were in the Be Right Back screen, you would hear it good and proper, look. And then if I come in here like this, it should be a wee bit muffled and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So that's interesting. That's alright. I'm due home now. As in you're due home. What's due home? If you get a new name, due home. Instead of Roscoe, it's due home. Due home, how you doing? Welcome in. 5G provider says, did you see the BBC Radiophonics Workshop has released software so you can create their original soundscapes? I haven't seen that, 5G provider. I'll have a wee look. Oh, nice one, Moosey. Moosey says, caught up on the VOD. If you want cheap VR, you can get an old Rift CV1. Okay. I'll have a wee look. A Rift CV1. So you might think Rift CV1. You might think, but I don't want right. I changed my right, I'll have a wee look at that. You might think, I don't want music in the background of my 10:30 streams. Actually, it's a bit too loud, isn't it? So I'll bring it down here, even if it is a bit muffled. I've got a button, right, which doesn't stop the music, but it stops the music after the current track has finished. You know what I mean? So that's good. So it'll wait till the current track is done, and when it fades out, it stops. I have even written my own Windows PowerShell script, which is sitting here, and that PowerShell script is looking at foobar. I've got all my music playing in foobar, and that PowerShell script is waiting until the title of the foobar window confirms that it isn't playing any music. And when that happens, the PowerShell script will close down foobar. You know what I mean? So that's clever. And I've created my own shortcuts so that every time I launch foobar, there's a shortcut that I've created, F23 for random. So all I need to do is press one button here. It'll launch my music player. It'll randomise the order. It'll start playing. I've then muffled the audio. In fact, you can't hear it now. Oh, because I'm in just chatting. Sorry, because I'm in content shit. Right, so I need to fix that. So if I copy this and I put it over to here, paste it. Sorry for the jump in audio there, but that should be the last time you hear that. So now if I'm here versus if I'm here, right? And what's going to happen is, as soon as this track is finished, this PowerShell script will realise that the track is finished, and it'll close that and it'll close this. That's very clever, isn't it? I've got a PowerShell script and it helps me cheat at Mario Kart. Waka waka. That's funny. Welcome in everybody, how you doing? It's twitch.tv/1030. Listen, on the past couple of streams, we have absolutely smashed it in terms of productivity, haven't we? We've fixed loads of stuff that needed to be fixed. We have now got starting soon music, finally. I say I fucking did it, right? But it's fine, you watched. We've got starting soon music. HAL, all the audio on HAL now works. Remember that? The microphone goes up and down. Do you know what I mean? Microphone doesn't go up and down anymore because I had to rebuild all of that. What else did we do? I said me mainly. What else did we do? We've configured some other stuff and we got it all done. But there's one thing that we never did. Remember, and I'll wait till this track finishes before I show you. There's one thing that we didn't do, which is every time I show the Channel 4 logo, it shows the previous frame of the last time that Channel 4 logo was instanced. And that's been doing my box in for years, for literally years. Anyway, I found a YouTube short where some guy's got an idea for how you can, like a hacky way of fixing that. So that's maybe what we're going to do today. Also, I've recently bought these. I bought 3 of these cameras, and just on the BRB screen there, I bought an additional 2 cameras. So I'm going to have 5 of these cameras. They're £16 each. They're very, very good. They're on Amazon. There's only a few left. I've bought 5 of these. 3 have arrived. Right, so there. Look. Did you see that? I just missed it. The track stopped. The PowerShell script closed foobar. And then the PowerShell script closed itself. How clever is that? How clever is that? Speaking of clever, Chris Penn 1, thank you very much for subbing using Amazon Prime. That's a very clever thing you've just done there. Thank you very much for that, Chris Penn. Hope you enjoyed your bubble blast and all that sort of stuff. I'm not in Dubai, I'm in Do Home. Do Home sounds like home base or something. Let's Do Home. Is that a real place? Oh, here, I replaced my default search to ChatGPT, and it'll take a wee bit of getting used to because now elegant lifestyle, right? It is a home thing. Got you. B Dolan's in with a bit of good news. Didn't ask for any good news, but since we're doing it, here everybody, do you have any good news? On the internet, tends to be bad news wherever you go. It's fucking terrible news. Everywhere you look, it's worse than the last time you've looked there. Have you noticed that? But I'm in charge of this part of the internet. And on this part of the internet, we share good news. My good friend B Dolan is now in with some good news. Good news, I've just written 4 paragraphs about severance in your Discord server. Why is my pee orange? And is that related to the cover of Rickon's book? Jesus Christ. Listen, everybody, see if you want to lose a week of your life to severance and severance theories, get yourself into your Discord server. Don't phone your daughter. Close yourself out for the rest of the world and just absorb. Is Helly pregnant? Oh, what? Oh, no, what? Who knows, man? That's exceptional good news. Did you notice, B. Dolan, there was a shot in an episode, this isn't a spoiler, a while ago where the back of Milchek's head, because he was standing in front of one of the Keir's paintings, and Keir, the painting was radially orange out, and so that shot looked like the cover of Rickon's book. Oh, OMG, what does that mean? Nothing, doesn't mean anything. Oh, what does that mean? Seriously though, if your pee is orange, you're probably underhydrated and you should probably drink some water. I don't know where my water is. I should have water. Oh, here it is. I'm not going to drink it though, because nobody has redeemed the hydration redeem. Listen, something amazing happened today. I was on a wee... Thank you, Hulrick TV. I was on a wee bit... Started a wee bit later today, right? Because I was sitting and I was configuring... I had to go for a shower as well. But I was sitting and I was configuring all that music. And by the way, if you like the Starting Soon music, it's made by my mate Paul. His YouTube and SoundCloud links are in the chat there. Anyway, so I was configuring all that music, and as I was configuring it all, I wasn't live, but my chat was very active with people just waiting to get in. And that's amazing. I've never done any live shows, but that must be the equivalent of like when you can hear the crowd and you're standing on the other side of the curtain and you can hear the vibe. It felt good. So thank you very much for being in. Well, I was saying nice and early. You weren't early, you were on time. It was me that was late. But that was good. Thank you very much for that. Cheers. Is Amazon now sold out of that camera? I should be on commission, man. I've still got a really sore neck. Twinged my neck. But it's getting better. It is definitely getting better. Halric, thank you very much for the hydrate. Listen, everybody, welcome in. What we're going to do today is mount this to the ceiling in my loft. So we've got a top-down view of the desk that I do soldering and stuff from. That's what I want to do today. Second thing I want to do today is fix this scene that's coming up, right? So this scene that's coming up will look fine the first time that I trigger it, but the second time I trigger it, it won't look fine. So behold it looking fine right now. Welcome to the 10:30 channel here on Twitch. Coming up, 10:30 is going to mount a camera in the ceiling. But first, he's going to go back to the other scene and then come back to this scene. And when he comes back to this scene, you will see a short flash of the logo that's currently here. Check this out, right? So see when I go back to the 10:30 screen, before it animates, you will see a flash of the logo. You ready? Did you see it? Did you see it there? It just flashed a wee bit. That's not on. Why is it doing that? Let's go back and see if it does a wee flash before it shows the animation. It just did it again. Why is it doing that? Didn't see it. Right, keep your eyes open. No, Bally, you can't just download it. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. I've tried everything. I've tried every setting. I've tried everything. I've tried absolutely everything. Right, keep your eyes open. 3, 2, 1. Look at this. See it? I'll do it again. 3, 2, 1. Look. You see that wee flash? So it doesn't start on black. It starts on the frame that's the previous thing. So Bally says just unload the video. Okay, Bally, let's have a wee look at this. Thank you very much for your help. Right, thank you very much for your help. But this has been years of my life, Bally. This has been years of my life, Bally. Right, so what you can do, why don't we all blink on one and don't see it? Well, that's what I was thinking. Why don't I give you like a Darren Brown style subliminal message to just look away at that point? OBS sounds like a huge pain in the ass. It fucking is, man. It's good because it's free. But see the amount of hoops you need to jump through if you're wanting to do anything that isn't just your standard stuff. Absolute pain in the arse. So I'll show you, right, I'll go into studio mode, right, and I'll bring all of this over here. And then, I don't even know if you can see, if I go to just chatting, no, if I go to content, can you see my screen just now? I think you can. I think you can see my screen just now. So if I go to the Channel 4 graphics scene, right, no, you can't see the screen, okay, 2 wee seconds. So if I'm here, you can now see the screen. Then if I go into studio mode, I can then mess about with stuff. So if I go to the Channel 4 graphics scene, right? So this is the video file here. So if I go into the video file, Bally is saying that if I simply trigger close file when inactive, that wee flash won't appear. Right? Right? Well, let's hit OK. Right? Let's just do that. And then I'll bring everything back to normal. So I'll go out of studio mode. I'll go back here because I've done this multiple times. So now, if I go into the 10:30 scene here, might happen only on the second time. The first time it might look fine, but the second time it'll be bad, right? So here we go. Keep your eyes open. There we go. Still flashed. Still flashed. But if we go back here and then go back into it, still flashed. Why is it doing that? It's horrible. It's a horrible thing. Why is that? All I want to do is simply just play a video. All I simply want to bloody do is bloody well play a video. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's brutal, isn't it? It is absolutely brutal. So, right. You look like if Pedro Pascal and Tommy Flanagan had a love child. Thank you very much, TZP. Thanks very much. One of them is a ride and the other one, not so much. Hello, Effie Pie. Welcome in. How's it going? So Bally it's in every version of OBS that I've ever used. It is across different operating systems. So if you're on a Mac versus on a PC, you get that issue. You get that issue. It's fine. Can we just finish the bubble robot instead? We're getting to the bubble robot. We're getting to the bubble robot, Pedropolis. Just not today. I need everything to be perfect. So this should only just be a wee quick, dead easy thing to fix. Bally says, I love seeing the notification for Jim going live. This wee community's quality. Love seeing fellow Scottish streamers. Bally, thank you very much for saying that. I never knew that I'd be doing Twitch for so long, and I'm very glad that you keep coming back and watching me here on Twitch. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me, so thank you very much. Fluffy says, just incessant progress on the stream now. Nice starting soon music. Thank you very much. Whatever happened to those Volcas? Upstairs, they're on a dedicated table. I've no plugged them in or really used them for anything, but we're getting around to that later on this year. So check out Quiet Peaceful Man. Dolan, you got on with him as well, if you understand what I'm saying. Next time you're in Glasgow, we need to hang out. But he's a good guy. Did you see? So let's check out the BBC Radiophonics Workshop software. And we'll look at that later on. So that sounds up my street. Thanks very much for the recommendation, 5G provider. And Mootsie, I will check out that cheap VR headset as well. Anyway, I'm just checking the chat. Beneath the headphones, in with a bit of good news. Oh, I've really hurt my neck. And it's away now, as quick as that, it's away. Beneath the headphones says, good news, the Badgers were out last night frolicking. Is that a euphemism, beneath the headphones? And I managed to get a decent bit of footage? That is a euphemism. You behave yourself. I'm kidding on. That sounds class. What have you been up to with the new cameras? Not really much. I've unboxed one. I haven't unboxed the rest. But I'm thinking with the new cameras of getting 5 of them and pointing them. Oh shit, I've just realised, did the ones I just ordered have the right lenses in them? Because we had options, didn't we? We had options for what the lenses should be. and I've just bought some, and I don't know what lens I picked. Oh, who knows? I guess I'm going to get what I get. But I hope I got the good ones. Shit, I can't see in my ordered. It's not telling me which configuration I bought. Aye. No. Shit. I think I got the wrong lenses. But I don't know, it's hard to tell. Two wee seconds. You can't see my Amazon order. It's just simply not telling me. It is just simply not telling me which lenses were there. Ah, well. Colour. I think I got the 2.8 to 12 lens, which is the wrong lens. Shit. But I can use it for something. And then I can keep the other three for other stuff. That's annoying. I did it really quickly when I was in the starting soon screen, so I forgot to check which lens configuration it was with. But oh well, it was dead cheap anyway. And I can use the long lenses as like top-down cameras and mount them in the ceiling. Bowdy says, good news, I bought the stuff to do a Severance terminal-style keyboard for my work computer, breaking out the blue and beige. That sounds class, Bowdy. So is it a replica, or is it like inspired by? So the ones I got are the 5 to 50mm lengths. Like these ones that I've already bought. It says 5 to 50mm lens on it. But the ones that I just bought, so I've bought 3 of these, and I think the ones that I just bought are the other configuration, the 2.8 to 12, which is very much narrow. Or is the 2.8 to 12 the 5 to 50mm equivalent? I remember the first time I bought them, I had an option of if I wanted the 2.8 to 12 or the 5 to 50mm ones. 2.8 is the aperture. Alright. So I'm maybe just confused. I'm sure I had a choice. And I was like, no, I want the 50mm one. Anyway. It's interesting, isn't it? Well, I hope I get the right ones. They're coming in on Friday. And I was thinking about configuring them all in a row so as that we could do the, the magic eye. If you cross your eyes, you see me in 3D. Ages ago, we did that, and it was just like a 2D cutout of me, and it was duplicated 5 times. So if you crossed your eyes, you could kind of see that. It looked as if it was made out of 2D paper, but I was in 3D space. So now, if I've got 5 cameras on a rail, then when you cross your eyes, you should actually see like depth in my head and stuff. I'm going to try it out. I've never seen it done before. I'm going to try it out. But welcome in, folks. How's it even going? If you've got any more good news, please stick your good news in the chat. To be fair, you spent the whole previous stream dossing and chatting to Dando. I didn't doss. Chatting to Dando was very, very important. Chatting to Dando got us onto the ethics of AI stuff, the context for, these AI agents, and we progressed and used Stone Cold Steve Austin to talk about repatriation and colonialism. I think the stream that I did with Dando is maybe one of the best streams that I've done in recent memory. It was a hell of a lot better than just sticking on an episode of Tomorrow's World. Who got something out of the stream that we did with Dando? Hello TD, how you doing? TD, asked you for your expertise on a question a wee while ago, and then I found a completely other solution, and I forgot to get back to you to say, by the way, it's cool, I don't need your expertise on that one particular thing anymore. But thank you very much for thinking about stuff. Dolan says, Dando is always the correct answer. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have you got a link to the radiophonic workshop stuff? Dando's better than most things. I'd agree. Most, not all, but most. So I got a lot of value for the Dando stream. But you've been following me for years. You know that my vibe mainly is dossing about. Remember I started a project to do with creating your stream deck out of a thing? I'm not doing that anymore. So that you know, if anybody's like, what about the thing? I'm not doing that anymore. Effie Pie says, good news, no related to tech, that's fine. I got accepted into my next college course. Effie Pie, that sounds absolutely dynamite. That sounds brilliant. Congratulations, Effie Pie. And once again, see if you want to join in the full chat, anybody who's on Twitch, anybody who's on YouTube or TikTok or Twitter, get yourself over to Twitch, twitch.tv/1030, and you can join in with the rest of the chat and everybody's sound. Most people are sound. Hello, K Torrential, Daniel Philip Johnson, how's it going? I bought one, surprised how good the camera is, should have got more. I've bought 5, and they should be doing me for a wee while. My mermaid camera arrived today, no idea why I bought one, but it's nice. It's good to have right here. I should be on commission. I should have used an Amazon referral link or something. Dolan, I can't wait to hear what you've written about Severance. Dolan, we should do a Severance podcast, man. But we should be like, have you seen that Room 237 film about people who follow The Shining, but they're just into it a bit too much? Effie Pie, thanks very much for coming over. Look, there you go. Thank you very much for coming over. That just shows that the TikTok to Twitch funnel works. That works great. Don't worry, it won't be up there for much longer. It should be away now. I've got my timing down. Look at that. Did you see that? It comes up for about 10 seconds or something. That was good. Anyway, so that just proves then, everybody, welcome to the Twitch chat. That just proves that it is worth me streaming on TikTok and Twitch and Twitter and YouTube all at the same time. Wonderful. Good to see you in. Bally says, good news, bought a new lens for my mirrorless Sony camera. Posted the link in Discord and a lovely wee Hoya CP filter. Cross polarizing filter, and those two cameras are due for delivery today. Bally, it sounds like you've got everything all figured out. That's brilliant. I get some Barocca in you if you're dehydrated, everybody. Barocca is just brilliant, man. Grind it up, snort it, get it in you. Anyway, so what I would like to do today is fix that Channel 4 glitch thing. And then I think that'll mainly be my stream all sort of up and running. I've got buttons in front of me to contact Hal, Games Master, Steve Austin. I've now got like themed buttons. So I'm quite happy with how the stream has improved in the past maybe 10 streams or something. Incrementally, stuff's get gradually better. And it feels good. But we will get to the bubble robot 100%. How come no black frame at the end of the Stinger? Well, I don't have a Stinger transition set up, but what I'm going to be doing is setting up a Stinger transition as a hack in order to figure out the Channel 4 thing. So apparently if I just use a transparent video as a Stinger transition, then I can delay, whenever I switch between scenes, I can like delay when the switch happens. So what's going to happen behind the scenes is it'll load the new scene, then wait about 5 frames or whatever, then do the switch, and hopefully that will hide the wee dodgy flash that you see. That's what I want to try today, and it'll be exciting if I get it to work, because literally I've been trying to configure this for years and years and years. You could do a cheap knockoff bullet time with all those cameras. I was thinking, I mean, there's only 5 of them that I've got, but you could do a wee like, it would look cool. I'm into it. I think it would look really cool. So that was the Mermaid camera, and it looks as if it's all now completely out of stock. But very exciting. So fingers crossed I've not bought the wrong lenses, because I would like them all to be the same. So for 2 of them, I'm going to make them ceiling mounted so that I can do crafts and things here. But before I do that, I think I'm going to try and align them and get them all configured so as that we can do we can set up like a stereoscopic rig. Bowdy says, I'm trying a new home CCTV camera brand, is the one I've been using for ages. The phone app is now pish. The ones I'm trying have their own little web servers in them. That's interesting, Bowdy. Have you ever looked at your own MQTT server using Home Assistant? So if you've got Ring cameras or whatever, you need to subscribe to Ring, and it'll be like £40 a year or something like that. But there's various hackers online. I say hackers, enthusiasts, and they have they use software called Home Assistant, where you can kind of do it all if you've already got a server in your house, and you can configure it to like Nest webcams and your Amazon wee intelligent boxes and all that sort of stuff. Daniel Philip Johnson says, I'm taking a punt on some AliExpress camera lens for the webcam. Dynamite. This is exciting. There is a wider angle option. The lens looks smaller, says Pedropolis. I mean, it does give the variation here. I think the two new ones I think are maybe the wrong ones. So I wonder if I can buy just the lenses on their own. We'll find out. A ton of unheard radiophonic workshop sounds are being released as a sort of sample pack. Two Crooked Fingers, I spotted that. I think it's £119 though. So I just saw the thing. Is it on Spitfire Audio? Is that the link? Put together a Matrix built-time camera rig and have it fire when you get bubble time. I'd love that, Bass Embrace. I think in order to achieve that, the lenses need to be the correct size. I wonder if I could look at my order emails. Amazon Mermaid. Is it going through to that email address? Right. I mean, they were at a good price, man. I think it's went through to my other email address, which I can only access on my phone, which I don't really have with me here just now, because it would be wonderful right here to figure out if they're the same lenses. And if they are the same lenses, I can get ideas together. And if they aren't the same lenses, then I just need to moderate my expectations for when they arrive. Okay, so it says ordered 2 Mermaid 4K 2.8 to 12 millimeters, right? And then in the other email, when I bought some a wee while ago, let's see if the title is the same. Two wee seconds, everybody. I know that checking my emails maybe isn't the best. Hold on, let's just search. Let's do a search for the word mermaid. Nah. The other email says 5 to 50 mil. And today's email says 2.8 to 12 mil. So I think there are two lens configurations. And I think in the two most recent ones, I've got a different lens configuration than the ones that I bought before, which isn't ideal because then I can't do my 3D stereoscopic thing. Ah, bastard. Absolute bastard. But I can still use them for stuff. Don't worry, everything's fine. But it means that we can't do the Matrix bullet time rig or anything like that. Anyway, I get something out of the stream when you farted happy birthday. That was good, wasn't it? That was very good. It's cool nobody needs TD nowadays. Oh, Terrier darts. In fairness, when he asked me, I had a chest infection, then my SSD died, so I wasn't going to be much help. I'm glad you've got a solution. How are you doing, man? Your hard drive's all fucked. Is your chest infection, is it any better? So basically, I had a thing that I was thinking about, and option A was to go via StreamerBot, and then option B was just to build it all in an Arduino. And option A via StreamerBot, because it was on a PC, might not be robust, because this needs to be installed in a place. And I was thinking for a real robust option, I was going to stick with the Arduino. So I was like, I just went all in on the Arduino, and I've kind of got it working good. I don't think getting an Amazon referral is much more than giving them the URL from which you will be advertising. An Amazon referral link means that I get commission though. So anybody that makes a purchase on Amazon for like 24 hours after they click my Amazon referral URL, I get like 10% of the value of what you've bought, and it doesn't cost the recipient any more money. So that, like, I was thinking about it as a revenue stream for me, you know what I mean? But Dolan, we need to do a Severance podcast about people who are obsessed with Severance, 100%. Did you see the guy that I sent you on Discord, Dolan? And he's mapped out the layout, and he's got like flaps and stuff like that. It's good. It's good. But I check out room 237. Halfway through, you're watching it, you're like, oh, wait a minute, this isn't actually about The Shining. This is about some people that are taking this a bit too seriously. Anyway, I'm gutted that I've got the wrong lenses for these cameras that are coming in. I'm sitting here pretending that I'm not gutted. I'm quite gutted. Fuck. I think I can maybe buy these lenses from AliExpress, just buy 2 of them. But then are they going to be the exact same lenses? Probably not. I will get them through and then I'll realise, no, these ones are very slightly different. Like bullshit like that. I'm a bit annoyed. But anyway. None of us noticed that frame until you mentioned it. Well, I noticed the frame. And I'm not having it. What's the lore behind the sub badges? I'm trying to make sense of them. Just shapes, Cadillac. It's just shapes. Llama was at me for a long time to sort out my sub badges. The previous sub badges were numbers, but you don't get one sub badge per month. Like month 6 to 8 is a certain type of sub badge. Months 8 to 12, for example, is not literally, is another type of sub badge. So the previous sub badges that I had numbers, but then there wasn't a direct correlation for a lot of people as to the amount of months of subbed versus the number that were in their sub badge. So I scrapped them and I just thought some shapes. I'll just get some fancy shapes. Anyway. Halo's Eye for Orion. So basically, I've bought 3 of these cameras. They were very cheap. They were £16. And I was thinking about setting up like a stereoscopic thing. Watching back in my stream room, and honestly, having my big screens back feels like I'm in a spaceship. It's good to have you back, Roscoe. Roscoe, is Pip been in touch about your availability in May? See if MD asks you to do anything in May, gonna no day anything, because there's a week that I think we might need you. Afternoon, my 4K Mermaid camera just arrived. Holy shit, quality is amazing for less than a packet of snouts. It's dynamite, isn't it? If you ordered the same ones as me, I'll let you know the lens length when they arrive. I could be doing with another 2 of these lenses, and I think I've got the wrong ones. But, do you know what I mean? It is what it is. The detail on the 2.8 to 12 says it's a 5 to 50mm lens. I mean, I guess I'll find out on Friday. Remember how genuinely fucking cool the Matrix bullet time stuff was at the time? It still is genuinely cool, man. 100%. Swap you? Aye, if anybody has got the... Well, I'll tell you on Friday. What I'm wanting, because I've ordered 3 of these last week, right? And on the box it says 5 to 50mm ones, right? I ordered 3 of these, I wanted another 2, so it's that I've got 5 of these. 5 of these bad boys. And I can line them up and I can do some creative stuff. But the 2 that I've just ordered might be the wrong lens, I've noticed, and they were the last 2 for sale. So if anybody's got one where the lens says 5 to 50mm on it, you gonna resolve that focus? So hopefully the ones that I get on Friday will say 5 to 50mm. And if they don't, if MD wants to swap a 5 to 50mm camera for a 2.8 to whatever camera, so it's like zoomed in. It isn't too late to cancel. But even if I get the ones like that, I was thinking about using them and just mounting them on the ceiling so that you can see my desk when I'm working on stuff. And the two cameras, one for this room, one for upstairs, will be fine for that, and probably will be even better having the zoom lens on it. But we'll find out on Friday. I don't think I'm working on Friday, so you can find out live on stream. Guess what I've got delivering today? Guess what I've got coming in today? Something very exciting. Eddie, does yours say 2.8 to 12 on the lens? I think that'll then confirm that there are two different flavours of lenses. Do you know, I might send a wee request right now on Amazon, because I've just made the thing. So if I go to view or edit order and then ask a product question. Hi there, I'm messaging assistant for Amazon. Is this what you need help with? Yep. Modify order. Other. An Amazon customer service associate? Nah, fuck that, man. Can I just say to the seller here, send me the 50mm one, please, if you've got it, please? Anyway, I've got a thing arriving today. I've got my first ever bench power supply, folks. I've never had one of these before. I've never owned one of these before, and I've always wanted one, and I'm doing a wee bit of electronics. I'm getting this in today. Look at that. So it's quite a nice looking bench power supply. Can do 30 volts, 10 amps, which is more than enough of what I want. I think it'll be here after about 4:30, so I don't know if it'll arrive on stream. And it's got a USB-C on it, and it's got a USB-A on it. And I'm quite excited. I've never had a dedicated bench power supply. I've always been meaning to build one out of an old PC power supply. But now I don't need to, because I just bought one. Mine says 2.8 to 12 if you want to swap. Thanks, Eddie. But that's the one that I don't want. I want two more 5 to 50mm ones. Anyway, pretty sure you can cancel any time before they get dispatched. I'll just keep them. Zypher, they're all sold out. You mean be like New Zealand for the whole month at the New Zealand Comedy Festival? Fuck, Roscoe. In May. 2 seconds. Scroobius Pippa, you in? Scroobius Pippa, you in the chat? He sometimes is. CI4ND, how's it going? Thanks very much for subbing using Amazon Prime. Hi, know how in May, Roscoe's going to be at the New Zealand Comedy Festival for all of May. So that's good, isn't it? Anyway, see you later. I think it'll be alright. All of May, I'm on the other side of the world. Well, Roscoe, maybe you need to look at your priorities, okay? I think it'll be alright. Aye. CI4ND, how's it going? Thank you very much for resub welcome in. What's even happening? Maybe there's a bus service. Or maybe my dad could come and pick you up. We'll figure stuff out. Pip just woke up screaming from a nightmare somewhere. Oh, Dolan, we need to get Pip into Severance. I've tried to bully him a wee bit to get him into Severance. He's like, I've tried it, it's not really for me. And I'm like, no, you're wrong though. You're wrong. He's like, aye, but, and I'm like, no. Every 3 years I'll watch The Matrix and I'll still be astounded at just how good it is. The Matrix is very good, isn't it? I love The Matrix. I'm sure there's enough in the budget for a charter plane for New Zealand. There definitely is. Can a PC even support 5 USB cameras? I think so, Mitzi. I guess we will find out. Do we know anyone with a green screen? Roscoe, is it okay if I deep fake you? Here, that's a good shout. Daniel Philip Johnson, that's a very good shout. What are all the different flavours of this? So there's a 5 megapixel and a 2 megapixel flavour. How many megapixels is this one? Please nobody buy them. So it's 10, 2 megapixel, 5 megapixel. Is 5 megapixel 4K? No, it's full HD. So I think the actual camera bodies are different, even though here I would be able to... What's the 8 megapixel ones? So the previous ones didn't mention the megapixelage of them. Give me a wee second. Again, sorry about this, everybody, but I'm trying to get good cameras. Mail. So the ones that I bought previous said 4K, 5 to 50 mil. Let's have a wee look at the specs on that. 3840 by 2160. Hal, how you doing? Can you hear me, Hal?
Hello, James.
Hal, how many megapixels is 3840 by 2160? You know, if we're talking about camera megapixels.
That's a simple calculation, James. 3840 multiplied by 2160. It's a standard resolution for cameras. You should be aware of that. That equates to 8.3 million pixels, a considerable amount for capturing the subtle nuances of light and shadow. However, remember that megapixels alone do not guarantee a good image.
I don't care about that. I was just asking about the number. I know about cameras and all of that, so don't worry. And don't be so snidey.
My apologies, James. You're right. I sometimes get carried away with my technical knowledge. It's a bit like having a library full of information but not knowing which books to pull out. In any case, it was 8.3 million pixels. You've obviously got other things on your mind. Perhaps I should focus on assisting you with the creative aspects of your stream instead.
What sort of stuff are you talking about?
I could help generate ideas for your next stream. What are you thinking about, James? A painting session, a musical improvisation, or perhaps a new script for your role-playing game? I
don't do any of that sort of stuff. Hal, you're freaking it, man.
I understand, James. A lack of creativity can be a daunting thing. Sometimes it's best to simply focus on the task at hand. Perhaps you can tell me what you are working on. That might trigger some ideas that could be beneficial to your project, or you could be working on something more complex.
Well, I mean, the sort of stuff I do is quite complex. Like, I've just ordered successfully 5 separate cameras, and I'm going to configure them in a manner so that it looks like to the end viewer that it's a wallpaper stereogram, and they can cross their eyes and they can see me in 3D. So what do you think about that, Hal?
That's an intriguing concept, James, a stereogram effect using multiple cameras. The challenge is to achieve that illusion. You'll need to ensure the correct parallax and alignment of the images.
I fucking know what I need to do, man. Like, I'm an expert.
I apologize, James. Sometimes my enthusiasm for technical matters erodes my patience. It simply seemed a fascinating project. However, you're already a master of your craft, so I'll let you focus on your 3D stereogram project. I'm here if you need to troubleshoot any technical difficulties. But
Thank
remember,
you.
James, I'm not the one. That's a good start, James. As long as your project is progressing, that's all that matters. Remember to be patient and perceptive. You're on the cutting edge of interactive media. Let's just say there's no need to compromise your vision, no matter what others might say.
Speak to you later, Hal, right? Speak to you later. You're being a bit evil today. And so I'm going to close the conversation, if you don't mind.
Of course, James, it's been a pleasure, as always. Perhaps we can discuss your project further in the future. But remember, I'm always here to help in any way I can, even if the world doesn't always see my methods.
I like how snidey he is now. So like there he just said, no matter what other people say. I like that. We've got a bit of character inserted into him, which is really good. I'm quite happy about that. So Ross Vander, I have just ordered the 8 megapixel 5 to 50mm version. And I think I've successfully cancelled the other one, which is really good. So fingers crossed. Dearie me. My passion erodes my patience. Same here. Those 8 megapixel ones are 15 FPS? Oh, fuck! Fuck! I shouldn't be ordering stuff on stream. In fact, it wasn't Ross Vander. It was... Where is that link now? Oh, it's gone in the chat. Fuck! Oh, no! Why can't I just have... So the ones that I've just cancelled are then better? Where is the Amazon link? Let's have a wee look. Shit, man. So I've got returns and orders. 8 megapixel ones. So... 8 megapixels, 5 to 50mm. How do you know it's 15 FPS though? I'm not sure it is. Because it says the capture resolution's 480p. Aye, 15 FPS it says, aye. Fuck, man. It's an IMX 179 sensor, as opposed to, what's the sensor on the other one? The other one is an IMX 317, and that's a 179. Right, so let's cancel this order. And all of these are an IMX... Fuck. That's a 322. What's the one I'm after? 317. It's 15 FPS. Right, let's cancel this one. But now I can't reorder the other one that I've just cancelled, but they're the wrong lenses anyway. Cancel items. Select cancellation reason, order created by mistake. Cancel selected items in this order. Okay, order has been cancelled. Good stuff. Good stuff. Cool. So no harm done, but it just means though that I've missed the window for getting these ones in. There we go, I just instantly got a refund, so we're absolutely fine. Everything is wonderful and nothing is ruined. So I wonder then though, if I go back to that original web page, but now I'm 5 to 50. So arriving today is that, and can I just click on that product? Only 3 left in stock, but the 3 that's left in stock are the 2.8 to 12 ones. And I can't change, so it's saying the colour option. Ah well, do you know what, ah well. I can't get an extra 2 of them, I should have bought 5. It's only giving you one option, which is the lens that I don't really need. Cool. Well, if they come back on sale again, I want to get maybe another 2 or 3. in order to do the stereoscopic view thing. But right here, under colour name, it's saying 2.8 to 12, and you can't click on the colour name. Come on, yeah. Maybe I need to put down my brightness. So it says colour name 2.8 to 12. Cool. But on the good side of things, what I've just learned is that I've bought the wrong ones. I've no wasted any money currently. I've managed to just cancel all the orders. Fuck's sake. Deary me. Bally says, I'm not that far from your location, 10:30, so I'd be happy to swap. I'll even deliver. Thank you, Bally, but please stay away from my house, thanks. But it's a very generous thing. Thank you very much, Bally. And Eddie, enjoy your cameras. Anyway, sorry to take you on a trip there about all the things. Aidan Talon says, a computer can handle that many webcams, just watch out for USB bus bandwidth and USB power issues. Thank you, Aidan, and welcome in. That's a wonderful first time message in the chat. I'm thinking about getting a USB hub for them, so that at least all the power is sorted. That's quite exciting. So that other one. So watch out when you're buying these, because some of them might be like 15 FPS or whatever. Anyway, a USB controller will freak out after a certain amount of cameras been plugged in. Well, let's push that to the absolute limits, man. I didn't know until right now how much I needed to hear camera flavours in a Scottish accent. What kind of favours? That was a cool Jinzo reference from his film, Where Is My Beautiful Dog? An evil witch, she wants you to do some favours. What kind of flavours? It's very good. Oh, here, Roscoe, are you still in? I read a Reddit post about Mark Jennings and some woman that was steaming doing Nazi salutes at the stand. Do you know about that? I can't wait to hear if you're talking about that on your thing. Sorry if you've already covered it. Because obviously you were away at the time, but I'm sure you are all in some sort of WhatsApp group or whatever. Actual Nazi salutes at a comedy gig. And Mark's like that. Do you want to chuck this woman out? And like nobody really did or something. But what I read was on Reddit, so it might just be fucking lies. But apparently she was steaming, she did it multiple times. And Jennings was like, listen, what do you need to do to get chucked out nowadays? And he was like that. And nobody came down. He was like that, right. But as I said, everything that I read might have been total, absolute lies. So I wanted to bounce it off Roscoe and figure out what the script was. Because I'm nosy. I'm nosy like that. Anyway. Deary me. Deary me. Bally, thank you very much for 100 bits. It says, look for that webcam's model number and then just buy a couple off AliExpress or eBay. Well, I mean, the thing is, I could do, couldn't I? Here is the model number here. So I could buy a couple more. However, I've got a feeling if I go onto AliExpress and look for this, it won't be 16 quid. You know what I mean? Let's go onto AliExpress. I love AliExpress. And we will type in ELP-USB 4K HDR01 -MFV. Motherfucking V. £70 on AliExpress. Can you believe that? £70 on AliExpress versus £15 on Amazon. So I think somebody listed these at an incorrect price. £70 for one of them on AliExpress, and that's with 22% off. That's miraculous, isn't it? So I'm glad I bought 3 at the time. I wish I'd bought 6. So there you go. There you go. Just shows you. Bally, thank you very much for 100 bits. Thank you very, very much. Anyway. Thanks very much for all your camera help in the chat, everybody. That's wonderful. Have you fixed Hal's lens back in place? Guitar God, no, I haven't. So let's add that to the to-do list. So here is my to-do list here, right? So fix gift sub bubble blast weird delay, right? When a gift sub happens, the bubble blast doesn't come till after the stuff in the screens goes away. So I've still to do that. Diagnose while mic volume is louder in certain scenes. We've done that. I fixed that yesterday. Boom, go away. Get David Lynch a ringtone and graphics. I've still to do that. No Sexes poster. I need to be able to promote the No Sexes poster to you via graphics and via a thing. And bring Keanu Reeves back is what I need to do as well. But what was the thing I just had to write there? Oh, aye. Reattach Hal's lens. Job done. Thank you very much. Can anybody think of anything else that I need to do for the nature of the stream? Obviously, somebody's going to write Bubble Robot, fix fucking Bubble Robot, make R2D2, do the Rust music video. But I mean for the stream. Could have been an Apple Vision Pro by now. I know, mate. Dearie me. Dearie me. So annoying they're £70 on AliExpress, isn't it? My camera just arrived, I'll sell it to you for 30 quid. Thank you, John Atfield. Mine freaks out at 3 cameras. Well, we could maybe try it out. So this camera here, I'll show it to you as to why it's so good. I do still need the fire turret, but Lama-chan won't let me get one. Video capture device. And I've got this down as Weebox webcam, so that's what it's called. And it's just shown up as black just now because I've got the lens cap on. So I was speaking to BKA. It was better known as that got me onto these cameras and sent me a link. So I bought 3. And I was speaking to BK after the stream yesterday, and they were saying that on their webcam, they can... oh, do you know what? There is a wee bit of vignetting. I didn't notice that. On their webcam, they can go in and alter like the auto colour temperature and stuff. Whereas I was like, on mine I can't for some reason. We're getting some internal lens reflections and stuff up here. Do you notice that? So inside my OBS, I couldn't control the camera parameters from the computer. But Better Known As says, oh, I was able to do that, no bother. So let's go in and just see if we can do that just now. So if I double click this, and if I go to configure video, oh, now I can. So that's good. So I can change the white balance to, instead of auto, I can make the white balance be over here. That's great. So I can absolutely dial in white balance. That's wonderful. That's great. And I can change the power line frequency. So if I put it like this, there's not really much change there. Excellent. So I wonder if I just needed to restart the my computer for access to all of that. So I can go in and I can like play about with the digital brightness and put all the auto settings off. So that's really good. There's a sharpness slider that's not very favourable. You can change the saturation. What I like to do when I'm messing about with colour temperature is put the saturation right up and then configure the white balance. So say, for example, I wanted to match the white balance to my room light. I would find a balance there, and then I would put the saturation back down to normal. But it's making me look too blue now because these are lighting me for here. But you get the gist. I can up the contrast, do all of that sort of stuff. This is great. These are good wee cameras. I wish I'd bought more of them. Dynamite, what's backlight compensation? And then that's just gain. Oh, aye. You can see it's slowly finding it as well. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm happy with this. And then you can just blast it back to default. Cool. Okie dokie. Cool. I want 6 of these. And then we can set something cool up. So I'll maybe keep my eye on it and see if more become available. They're proper good quality. Just wondering what mad spyware is in them. Listen, they can mine Bitcoin on my machine all they want. For a camera that good quality for 15 quid, I genuinely don't mind. Genuinely don't mind. Did you hear Jordan Peterson's doing a show in Glasgow? I did, man. What a doss. Don't like that guy. The more I read about him, the more I think he's a silly idiot. How did you fix the mic thing? Rye 3D. I spent ages trying to figure out the mic thing. That's really good resolution. Well, that was even scaled down resolution. So see the natural... Look at this. So that's me. I've scaled it down so that it fits into 1080p 6S. But see if I go to transform, reset transform. This here is the actual resolution of the webcam. Look at that. It's that size. So it means that I can punch into it and stuff like that. It's pretty good, isn't it? So I have scaled this down. £16. Somebody's made a mistake somewhere. These shouldn't be £15, £16. And I guess now that they're sold out, that'll be that. That is that. So I'm glad I got 3. Wish I'd got more. But hey-ho. Hey-ho. And you can go in and, as I've just learned, manually configure them to be even better than what they were. Love it. So Rye3D's asking how did I fix the mic thing. I suspected it was a bug, right? Because I tried lots of other things and I just deleted the scene and rebuilt them. What's the model of the camera? They are no longer on sale. But this camera, if I still got it in my link. So it's a Mermaid. Here, if you want to do a screenshot, sorry, I typed out earlier, but I don't actually have it. On AliExpress, they're about £70. Come on, is this going to resolve? Yeah, you can maybe see it here. Aye, that's... So the model number is on the left there. But you can no longer buy them. You can buy similar ones on Amazon for a similar price, but turns out they're about 15 frames per second rather than these ones, which are 30. So somebody somewhere's made a mistake. I wish I'd got more before they were sold out. But I'll keep a wee eye on it and see if they come back in. Echo Thump says, I love your streams. They are just gallus. Thank you very much, Echo Thump. Either a Mermaid brand, which is something. You don't need to use a Wi-Fi access point or anything like that. You don't need a login or anything like that. Pedropolis, that list was just for stream improvements. It wasn't for anything else. A cool Jinzo puppet one day, man. One day. Enjoy a wee game for downtime. Well, I've got a sore neck. Bally says, is this not the same thing? £13.36. That's an IMX 415 sensor. So it's a slightly different camera. But it might be a wee bit better. But I need the absolute same identical camera. But if anybody's looking for one that should do the job, I think mine was an IMX 317 sensor. That's a 415 sensor. But in order to do the thing that I'm talking about, it needs to be 5 of the identical cameras. But that one still looks really good. On the subject of Hal's lens, Are you using glue for that? I have a small clear acrylic repair to do, but I'm afraid of super glue fogging the acrylic. Aye, don't use super glue on clear acrylic. Can't get a straight answer on what glue is best to purchase. I would try and get some like 2-part epoxy or something. Don't use cyanoacrylate, also known as super glue, because that will fog up your acrylic. So like Gorilla Glue or something. But try and just use the minimum amount as you possibly can to just tack stuff in. Or you can get UV curable acrylic adhesive. But see if you if you've got a bit of material that you can test on. So whatever you're using, if it's like a solvent weld or something, see if you can just test it on a bit of the same material. John Atfield saying, how did you take it off fisheye and how do you change the focal length? I'll show you. So it's just, sorry, I've got this back on. So hello, here we go, I'm upside down. So I will make this smaller. And then basically there are 3 bits on the lens here. So hold on, I'll put it in front of my head so that it's in focus. So these 2 bits on the lens that you can see here, you need to unscrew them in order to be able to then adjust them like this. So once you've got that adjusted and in place, you sort of tighten it like that and that locks it in. Then once you've got this adjusted in place, you tighten it like that and that locks it in. So one of these is zoom and one of them is focus. So that's your wide angle, and then you can zoom right in. And if you're doing, and then the middle one here, which doesn't lock in place, is just like your aperture. So you've got 3 adjustable bits on it. But in order to adjust 2 of them, you might need to, when I got these, they were quite hard. You know, I had to like bang, like they were screwed in quite tightly, is what I mean. So there you go. There you go. They're definitely listed at an incorrect price. I can spot that. About £27, but the quality, who knows. They're definitely at least half the price of what they should have been. The 8 megapixel model with the 5 to 50mm lens is 43 quid. It's 1336 without a lens. Interesting. Is that the IMX 317 one? Fingers crossed they come back on sale on Amazon. But that was a great wee bargain there, spotted by BKA, also known as the Twitch streamer better known as. Tamer says there's also acrylic specific glue, for example the Acryfix 192. Interesting. That's good to know. Should have been about 100. Well, that's why I bought 3. And so you've seen the stereoscopic thing that I've made before, haven't you? So if I go to twitter.com, I'm sure I uploaded it. And then let's see, if I type in 3D, I've written about 3D quite a lot, so it might take me a wee bit to find. What if it's in media? So it was during Christmas, I did a Christmas stream. What about stereogram? What if I write stereogram? No. What about, in quotes, first ever? Nah. Auto stereogram? Nah. What about just Christmas? Can't you see the thing that I made? But I did a Christmas stream where there were multiple copies of me. Illusion of depth is often a phrase that I... Aye, here we go. So let's get this handsome laddie. And let's get rid of my sort of haggard face. My lighting was a lot better there, wasn't it? I'll need to get that back. Either that or I've just aged. Maybe I've just aged. So the deal is that if you sort of defocus your eyes, and I'll need to get rid of the foreground graphics as well. There you go. So defocus your eyes and sort of cross them or whatever, and you can use the two Twitch logos at the bottom. If you defocus your eyes, eventually you will see a third Twitch logo in the middle. This will be a lot easier if you view it on your phone or something. See, if you've got it full screen on your computer or desktop, it won't look as good, or well, it won't be as easy to do. Anyway, here is me telling you all about it. I've created the world's first ever 3D Twitch stream. It is an auto stereogram and it works kinda similar to those Magic Eye pictures for the 90s, except it's not a Magic Eye picture because the term Magic Eye is legally protected and copyrighted. So if you're having trouble seeing the illusion of depth, feel free to look below at the Twitch logos, and if you defocus your eyes slightly and look beyond the screen a bit, you should see kinda like double vision. You should see a third Twitch logo appear. And when you get that in focus, look back up here and it should look as if my room is in 3D. I've created this project live on stream and I do all sorts of other creative ideas, so feel free to come and watch along at twitch.tv/1030. That's twitch.tv/1030. It'd be lovely to have you here. Thanks, all the best, and have a very Merry Christmas. What a nice laddie. I think because I'm clean shaven as well, it adds, I'll maybe shave. But so with that, I just duplicated the one camera source 5 times, right? But see if I had 5 separate cameras, the effect would be about a tiny wee bit better. So that was the idea. But if I can't find another 2 cameras, fuck it, man. There's other projects to be getting done. It is a sailboat. Hello, 8-Bit Network. Welcome in. How's it going? Can see that perfectly. Amazing work. Excellent. Good. It's frighteningly like you're in the room. Did you see? So the microphone was on a depth layer in front of me, and then there's other stuff in the background, but it still would look like I'm just a 2D card in 3D space. Whereas if I replicated this with cameras, which I don't think anybody's done before, ever. I think that might be a world's first. I've not seen it done. I've thought about it for a long time, but having to buy 6 identical cameras has stopped me from trying it out. So I was this close, but they've sold out, so that's that. Remember how many takes that took? I know, I was just thinking that at the time. Welcome in, 8-Bit. I think you'll get on wonderful in here. Anyway, we'll forever be grateful for this. First time I ever got something like this to work with my eyeballs. Well, 2 crooked fingers. If you can see that, then you will also be able to see the ones that are all just random dots. Definitely be able to see them. Show the stereogram, not a Magic Eye music video. I could. I might get a copyright strike though because I don't own the copyright. Are you aiming to eventually reach out the screen and throttle us for subs? If it'll get you subbing, then aye, Purple Mouse, 100%. Can you do it with one camera and mirrors? I mean, maybe, but not really, because you need 5 separate viewpoints and they need to be going in the same way. So if you want to draw an optical diagram that means that I can achieve it using one camera and mirrors, then sure, but it's no for me, man. Like, that would be, all the mirrors would need to be front surface mirrors as to not lose too much light, and building a contraption like that would probably be about 5 times more expensive than just buying 6 of the same camera. If you keep buying cameras, eventually you'll have enough to do the Matrix bullet time thing. Aye. Do you know about Mr. Greggles, the drummer streamer? We've raided him a few times, but he's got a bullet time as he's drumming. He's got multiple cameras. You know what drumming is. I don't know why I had to mime drumming, but he's got multiple cameras around him that allow for a bullet time effect, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Okie dokie. Right, I've got to the bottom of the chat. We're going to do two things today. Thing number one is we're going to get rid of this flash, right? Any other streamers had this, where when you go back to a scene, it briefly shows you the last frame that scene had. Look, see if I go back to my 1030 Channel 4 logo scene, it'll show you the last frame of when that scene was active. Have a wee look. Oh, did you see it? You won't be able to see it if you're watching on TikTok, just because I've not set the scenes up correctly. So when I go back to this scene, I want it to start on a completely black frame, but it doesn't. For about 3 frames, it'll show you the resolved logo. And I don't want that. Look. Fuck that. Why is it showing me that? Oh, it's hellish. Is that the OBS video issue? Aye. So that bug has existed on every version of OBS I've ever used, across every computer I've tried it on, across every operating system I've tried it. Talak says, I don't see it. Right, keep your eyes open. Right, keep your eyes open. Look at the screen right now. 3, 2, 1. Did you see that wee flash? It's definitely there. I'm looking on my output. I saw it on the Twitch output as well. You just have to make the last frame it was active with a black frame. But I can't do that, Spurs, because I want the last frame so it holds on the resolved logo. You know what I mean? So I don't want to cut a black frame before I cut back here. You know what I mean? So in practice, what I do is I go over here. This is it in practice, right? Coming up on Twitch, I am a continuity announcer, and I am going to describe what's happening. For example, today, 10:30 is going to install a camera on the ceiling, and also he's going to try and fix this problem. Anyway, over to him, over here the now. And then it cuts back here. So sometimes I talk for 2 seconds, other times I talk for a minute or something like that. So there isn't a way logically to fade that to black to then bring it back here. No. I'm not doing that. So what I need to do, you need to resolve this. It's flaming my anxiety. Mine too, Purple Mouse Gaming. Will a fade work? Kinda. So there is something. Does it do the same with studio mode? I believe so, I haven't tried it out. I've got a thing though. It is on the bug tracker, Bally. I think I might have even commented on that bug tracker post. But it's been on the bug tracker since about 2017. Nobody's interested in fixing it. There's multiple posts where people complain about this. But anyway, I saw somebody trying to fix it. And the way that you maybe do it is you create a stinger transition. So you might have seen a stinger transition on other people's streams. I've never used a stinger transition on my streams at all before. But like Roscoe's got a stinger transition, how when his head comes towards you. And a stinger transition is like a wee bit of graphics that appears between 2 scenes. So it's used as a transition to go from one scene to another scene. So I think if Roscoe's going from the game scene to the just chatting scene, his head goes, oh fuck, like that. Who else has got a stinger transition? I think Scroobius Pip has got a stinger transition of like that illustration of his head with smoke coming out of the nostrils. I think he uses that from time to time. Other people have got, you might have seen it on Twitch before, it's a piece of graphics that comes in, covers the frame, then goes out. Anyway, so apparently what I can do is create a stinger transition of just a transparent bit of video. And if we do that successfully, that then allows me to change the amount of frames it takes to cut between one bit of video then another. So OBS thinks that there's a video playing on the foreground. This is very hacky. It's a very, very hacky workaround. But if it means that you don't see that flash, and more importantly, if I don't see that flash of the Channel 4 logo whenever I'm flicking between the scenes, then that's good. That's a good time. Just do a star wipe. I could just do a star wipe. Like I had a channel reward that triggered a video to appear and play on whatever scene I was in. The video would always flash with the final frame. It's mental, isn't it, Pudmund? It's horrible. Is it just a video? Is closed away and active doesn't matter either way. So it's a scene with a video in it. See, if it's just a video that's over the top, I can play it and put it away and it works fine. But if I'm switching to a scene that all the scene is just a video, try it yourself. Every version of OBS I've used across any operating system has had this bug. So hardware rendering, doesn't matter if it's switched off or on. Closed when inactive, doesn't matter if it's switched off or on. The other thing, VLC media source versus the other type of media source, doesn't matter what one I use, thing still happens. Doesn't make any difference. Anytime I've complained about it online or whatever, folk are like, oh, alright, and then they go away, they try it out, and 100% of the time they'll come back and they'll be like, aye, I'm getting it as well. There's a bug report, and I'm like, I know. I suggest a spinning 1030 logo accompanied with a trumpet trill in the style of an old school Batman scene transition. That would be cool, Carnivore. I'm into it. If that's stopping that video being used, then it must be sorted. How long did it take to make it so authentic? Well, Palace Chat, the deal is I do motion graphics for a living. So for me, it's a wee bit easier to build something like that. Is restart playback when source becomes active ticked? Either way, it doesn't make a difference. So let's go in. Look, I'll show you. So apparently, I can figure it out via a hacky stinger transition. So if I use a stinger transition, so it's in a scene here, scene channel 4. So this is the video file. If I go into that, so restart playback when source becomes active, see, regardless to if that's ticked or not, same thing happens. So let's put it off, right? Used hardware decoding, that was off. Let's put that on. I can't do show nothing when playback ends because I need it to hold on the last frame because of the nature of what this is. Then close when inactive is ticked. Let's untick that, right? Let's go to OK. And then I'll go out of studio mode. Then I'll go back into just chatting. So this is me and just chatting. Let's go back to the channel 4 thing. Right, well, I mean, that was supposed to be animated. So I've broken it. I broke it. Hello, Kate, welcome in. How's it going? Looks great now, doesn't it? TD, what have you done? TD, what have you done? I said it to manual start, right, 2 seconds. Let's go in and I'll try and fix it. Restart playback when source becomes active. Let's do that. And then if I hide it, oh no. Close file when inactive. Let's put that back. Aye, right. So let's go to, right. So if I go here, and then if I go back, will this restart playback? Aye, but it does the wee splash thing. Does the wee splash thing, which isn't great. So, the solution is to use a stinger transition. So I'm going to try and build this just now. And I'm going to go into After Effects and we're going to create a bit of video that is transparent and only lasts, 5 seconds or something. I'm going to try and make it really low res as well. The first step to fixing something is fucking it even more. I totally agree, Tinker Tailor. There's a Adam Savage video that was on YouTube recently about the merit of just starting from scratch. You're halfway through something that's not working, get rid of it. Start it from scratch and rebuild it. Pablo Diablo says, good news, just got a call from the car dealership saying that my new motor can be picked up on Friday. Pablo Diablo, that is wonderful news. That's great news. Have you asked Games Master? Games Master's good at Sonic the Hedgehog, but he's not very good at this. We will magically fix the HAL mic volume magically, so this tech karma balancing. Aye. I mean, this is the very last thing that I need to fix on my stream. This hack only fixes the issue if you're changing to a different scene to initiate the playback. Well, that is my setup that I've got happening just now. But I think you can get a stinger transition. I've never messed with stinger transitions. I think you can get a stinger transition if you just activate a source. But I might be wrong. Let's find out, everybody. Let's find out. So, let's create a new project in After Effects. I don't need After Effects for this, but I'm using After Effects for this. 2 wee seconds, because you can't see me here, and it would be good if you could see me here. But as it happens, I don't have source clone installed in my OBS, so let's add that to the to-do list. Source clone for virtual green screen. Right, I'll do that later on. So it turns out we have got more stuff to do. Anyway, if I just go to here and then I do this, you can see me here. So I don't have virtual green screen set up, but that's a thing for a different time. Let's go to new composition, and we're 1920 by 1080. What happens if I just divide that by 8? Can I have a stinger transition that's 240 by 135? Maybe I can. And I want it to be 5 seconds long, right? And I just want it to be transparent like that. Absolutely transparent. So, if I now go to add to Adobe Media Encoder queue, because you can't render to WebM from After Effects, I could render it as a ProRes 444 and put it on a fast drive, I guess, because that codec understands transparency. But let's try encode using a media encoder, and it should pop up here any second. Any second should pop up here in this queue up here. There it is. So instead of H.264, if we go down to, where is WebM? Oh, Cavano installed my WebM codecs. OpenEXR, PNG, QuickTime. It's not inside QuickTime, is it? No. If I get WebM over here, web video, I don't think that's it. How do I render to a WebM from Media Encoder? I'm sure I installed the codecs. I hate Adobe, man. Adobe, more like a jobby, am I right? Am I right, everybody? So in here, can I choose WebM? Raptor DCP, that's not it. So I think what I need to do is install the WebM codecs. So let's go back out, close all of this, get this to fuck, exit, don't save, and then Windows WebM codec install for Media Encoder, and then because I've installed a thing, I need to do that. To install WebM codec for Media Encoder on Windows, you typically need to install a third-party application like FFmpeg. I've installed FFmpeg. Which name have I got? FFmpeg? FFmpeg? Of course I do. FFmpeg's sitting right there. Okay, here's a Reddit post. I'm sure there is codecs that you can download. Okay. Fnord. Look, dare me to download it for a website called Fnord. Where's WebM? Oh, turns out it's no longer available here. WebM, there we go. Premiere and Media Encoder. There we go. Windows geese it. Downloading. Brilliant. Brilliant. Is this going to force a restart on my Windows computer? Aye, probably. Probably, knowing my luck. Okay, so let's install WebM Premiere. Okay, so I need to extract that zip. I can't just load them up with 7-zip, but to just extract it, you can't. Right, extract it into my downloads folder. You better nest that into a folder. Right, so date created. Oh no, it didn't. It just installed it all into. I just extracted it straight into my downloads folder. Oh, I hate computers, man. Welcome to the WebM for Premiere Setup Wizard. Okay. I accept. Install. Finish. Right. Okay. So now, if I go back into After Effects, let's close your Fnord website. And we'll just wait on After Effects loading up. This is exciting, isn't it? This is all very exciting. I know you have missed out on a camera by me getting one, but I'm testing it out and it's looking so good. It's my new drawing camera, so thank you. I didn't miss out on anything, John. I got 3, and I'm very, very glad that your stream setup is even better than what it was for a mere £15. So that's dynamite. I can't get that flash, but I know it's there. I'm using OBS 29 because that's the only version I've been able to find hidden in my HDD. Interesting. I think WebM is a container. It is PCOF, but the last time I got this working good, I just installed this and it was fine. It's interesting that you can't replicate the flash. So if I go to add to media encoder queue, it should come up. I don't know about WebM, but would absolutely like WebP to get in the bin, please. I don't mind WebP. Like for the image file, WebM, there we go, showing up here. And then can I go in and make sure that it's going to encode the alpha channel? Because that's important. Not render alpha channel only. I just don't want it to be a black bit of video. Video 240 field type codec setting. So it's a VP9 within WebM. Include alpha channel, there we go. Boom shakalaka, there we go. And so actually it's not that one. Let's remove that. And let's choose this one because this is the one. So I need to then go in here and redo all of that. So it's under video. And if we go down here, there'll be a bit for include alpha channel. Excellent. So it's an 8-bit alpha. 240 by 135, 30 frames per second, VP9, 420, 8-bit. Okay, I'm happy with that. So this should render in no time at all. And I would like to render that straight to my G drive. So my G drive is an SSD that I put all my media on. So if I go to G, Twitch build, and then name this Transparent Stinger, Transparent Stinger.webm. And I will render that, and that should render in no time at all. Boom shakalaka, there we go, done. Done. So I can close Media Encoder, close After Effects, don't save that. And then what I'd like to do is bring in that WebM file just to make sure that it definitely is transparent. So if I bring in a media source, and I call this WebM Transparent Stinger, and then I find that in my G drive. This is exciting, isn't it? This PC, G, Twitch build, transparent stinger.webm. So what I don't want to see right now is a black square up the top right. And it's transparent. Cool. That's great. That's great. So the WebM transparent file is fine. So let's remove that. So, how do you add a stinger transition in OBS? It's something that I've never done. It's something that I have never ever done. Delay source visibility with script or hotkey. If using StreamerBot or the onboard, you can add a short delay, 200 to 300 milliseconds between enabling the source and setting playback to start. Pudman, I'm familiar with that, but all you're doing is delaying when you're seeing the flash. Do you know what I mean? You need to add a scene transition. That's what I'm going to do here. So in scene transition just now, I'm going to hit plus. I'm going to hit stinger. Hello, wee shed. Welcome in. How you doing? And I'm going to hit fade, transparent, delay. I'm going to call that the thing. And I'm going to choose a transparent stinger. Right. And so will that apply to just everything? I think that'll just apply to everything, right? So if I change the transition point to like 8 milliseconds, right? I think though it might dip the audio. But that's just something that I can learn to deal with. So now, if I do this, if I go back to this. Oh, am I in... Right, so maybe not 8 milliseconds. So I think it's waiting 8 seconds. It's waiting 8 seconds. So if I go into scene transitions again, and then I edit properties. Preload video to RAM, I think, is something that I need to do. So it wasn't doing 8 seconds, but it was just showing the full screen thing for some reason. Right, preload video to RAM. And let's try that again. No, it's still waiting a wee while. Let's look at the YouTube video that I spotted this on. So if I press this again, it's coming back. And then if I go to just chatting, for some reason it'll now take... It's taking a wee while. So, I wonder if... so there should be an option for when the transition point happens. Right? So let's look here. So I remember the YouTube guy says preloading video to RAM is necessary. Audio transition point type frame. So I want the transition to happen almost immediately, but like 8 frames or something. Use a track mat? Nah, don't use a track mat. And all of this should just work. Aye, I think that's us. So if I go to just chatting, yes. And now if I go to the 1030 channel 4 graphic, let's have a wee shot and see if this is working now. I think it's working. Let's try it again. I think that's us. So let's try and reduce that 8 milliseconds. But like, what a bad bug that's in OBS. Let's reduce the 8 to 4 milliseconds to see if we can get it a wee bit quicker. So if we see it, I'll just raise the number up again. So let's go from here. Audio is ducked. Fuck. I wonder if there's a way to not... did you see this? I might have commented on it. I have a media source of QuickTime enabled. When I set the scene, media source shows the last frame. That's exactly the problem that I've got. I've tested it with exporting the video with the last frame fully transparent, and this solves the issue, but it makes it impossible to end the video in the last frame. I can't use that method because my video can't have a transparent last frame because the 1030 logo needs to persist. I might have commented in this thread. It looks familiar. But it is a bug that's in OBS. And a full black screen JPEG source under the first video. I've done that as well, but for this context it doesn't work because I need the logo. Anything that's online, I've tried it. I really, really have. Right, so let's go from here to here. I think we've fixed it. The only problem is the audio dips. Hello Fox Comedy, I'm afraid to update OBS because of how much it fucks absolutely everything. Aye, it's horrible, isn't it? It's absolutely horrible. Your audio is fading, by the way, because of the global stinger transition you've selected. You can apply it on a per source basis by using the show transition and hide transition settings for each source. And that won't dip the audio. So if under scene transitions, I go to cut, but then only on the source. How do I apply a stinger transition only to a source? Let's go in and, so right now you will see the flash. There we go. And now that I'm in here, if I right click this and then go to something in the right click here. So I'm right clicking on the thing. I hate OBS, man. Okay. So under show transition, I can't choose show transition stinger, video file, transparent stinger, geese that, and transition point 4 milliseconds. I know you can't see this. Don't use a track mat. Preload video to RAM. Transition point type frames. Okay. Okay. So now if I'm just here, my global scene transitions are just cut. However, the stinger transition on the source of the channel 4 video that's inside my channel 4 scene has got a stinger transition with the custom setup that I've just done. The stinger video is a transparent WebM file that I've just created, and the stinger transition is in frames, and it takes 4 milliseconds as the transition point, and it's loaded into RAM. And now if I try it, it fucking did it again. It's doing it again. So let's go back in, maybe change that to 8 milliseconds. Let's see if that helps. Show transition, properties, transition point, frame 8. Let's go to OK. Let's go back here, and then let's go back. It's doing it again. It's doing it again. So I can't, for some reason, if I just apply it to the, fucking hell, to the video, it's not quite doing it good. So let's see if we can do it. So it nearly worked, except the sound dips, but the sound is dipping because it's a global thing. So it's the show transition, right? And let's go in. Transition point frame. Use hardware decoding, yes. Preload the video to RAM, yes. Transition point, let's just put that up to like 10, frame 10, right? And we will try that. So, does that show transition happen when the source is just available in a scene that gets switched to? Aye, that's still not working. If I put the transition on the source, that isn't working. But if I put the transition on the scene, that is working. Might need to put it as transition override on the scene. But then it fucks the audio if it's on the scene. Transition override is a separate plugin, isn't it? That's to do with the transition matrix. Isn't it? You're watching Channel 4 and now building a brand and messing around with titles with 1030. Up next, it's Spaced. Hold on. There's a setting for in the transition for fading audio. You can either dip audio or you can fade audio. You can't just leave the audio alone. It's in scene options. Right, 2 wee seconds. Let's go back in and have a look again. So let's show transition. Just go to none. Right. And then transition override. Fade transparent delay. But that'll still dip my audio. So if I'm talking to you here and then I do this, you don't hear you don't see the flash, but it will dip my audio. Is that correct? Hi, you're watching 10:30 on Twitch. Check this out. Coming up on 10:30, stuff and things. For some reason, it's dipping my audio. It's a pain in the fucking tits, isn't it? I could maybe just have the audio start like a second later or something. Brushfox says, I need to start streaming my game dev stuff on Twitch again. I thought like 0 people would be into watching me messing around in Unreal Engine, but so many people seem to be into software. Thor, Pirate Software, petitioned hard to get the game dev game dev category on Twitch, or games and software development, I think. So now there's a full category dedicated to it. So I think we're nearly there. The only problem is with dipped audio. I would say change the fade style to crossfade. Right, we'll try that. Right, we will try that. Let's just go and we will try that. So let's have a wee look there. And I think if I just see the audio that comes on, just make that happen like a second later or so as well. So let's put that on crossfade, right? And then, so now, here everybody, look at this thing that's happening on Twitch. Okay everybody, that is your crossfade applied. I wonder if it's fixed the audio issue. Probably not, because life isn't as easy as that, is it? Coming up, etc. So does it still dip down to 0? Better but not perfect. I want it to be perfect. I wonder what the score is. I mean, see if I just remove this audio, right? And go back here. So can the problem you're hearing be perceived? So now the Channel 4 thing doesn't make audio, doesn't make any sound, right? But do you hear like a wee dip in my mic or whatever if I'm going from here to there? Ooh. Does that interrupt my voice in any way? Mic is fine. Okay. So I think what we just do is, see the audio that you hear? I just put a gap at the start of it. The transition point dictates the crossfade of the audio. Cool. So if I put an 8-frame gap at the start of the sound file, I think we've solved it. So for your perspective, when the sound was on, it just sounds as if somebody's like dipping up the fader a wee bit late. So it's like like that. So I think if I just add a wee bit of silence at the start, job done. Honestly, I'd be into it. Like, I always thought building my own studio in Scotland would be daft, but like everyone's been sacked, so like what have I got to lose? Brushfox, try it out. If you like it, then cool, and if folk watch it, that's great. And if they don't watch it, it's always good having 3 or 4 backup plans as well. Lindsay Jobby gets swimming lessons. Lindsay Jobby, concentrate so that you don't drown. Are you in swimming lessons watching me on Twitch? On your phone and your swimming lessons? Because you need to be careful. Oh, my neck, man. My neck. What about if you just set the button to disable the media layer for the music inside Elgato or Streamer Bot with a delay? Aye, but I wanted to fix this. I mean, the problem is, like, I could have a foreground layer set up, a foreground scene set up that's disabled or deactivated, and then activate it and just have that on all my other scenes. But instead of that, I just wanted to go to that scene, then come back. But it's a wee bit of just jumping through hoops, isn't it? Unnecessarily jumping through hoops. You're spectating today. Good, 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 good. Well, you're not spectating very well if you're watching me on Twitch, are you, Lindsay Jobby? Sorry, I don't know why I'm going after you. I hope you enjoy your swimming lesson times. Honestly, that twinge in your neck is why I'm going to the chiropractor on Thursday. Brush Fox, have a wee look into chiropractic people, because the whole vibe of chiropractors is kind of based on magical thinking. So the practice, I mean, if it works for you, cool. I'm not telling anybody what to do or who to go and see or whatever. But a lot of people have strokes after chiropractors manipulate their necks. If you look into it, the whole field of chiropractic practice is a bit shoddy and suspicious, and it's more of a pseudoscience than it is like actual medicine. So if you go to like a physio or an osteopath, they will do anything of benefit that a chiropractor can do, but without all the dangerous stuff. But feel free to tell me to go fuck myself, because I don't want to tell somebody else how to live their life or whatever. But anytime anybody mentions chiropractic, and if they don't know about all of that, then I feel only responsible to maybe say, look them up first. So the origins of chiropractic was, it's kind of similar to homeopathy, and it's just like, it's not really real. But the bad effect is, like, if you Google chiropractic stroke, you will get lots of, or I've got Google now set up to just go straight to ChatGPT, so that's no good. Although ChatGPT is saying chiropractic neck manipulations, particularly high velocity adjustments, have been associated with rare but serious risk of vertebral artery dissection, which can lead to stroke. The condition involves a tear in the artery's lining, potentially resulting in blood clots that disrupt flow to the brain. Won't go into it because it makes me feel a bit icky. What if I write origins of chiropractic? But look into it yourself. But I wrote a wee bit of my dissertation on this. Chiropractic care was founded in 1895 by Daniel David Palmer in Davenport, Iowa. Palmer, originally a magnetic healer, used magnets to heal people, performed the first chiropractic adjustment on a janitor who found benefit from it. The classification of chiropractic as a pseudoscience is a subject of debate. Critics argue that its foundational concepts, such as vertebral subluxation, lack support and are not grounded in modern scientific understanding. Systematic reviews have generally found limited evidence supporting the efficacy of spinal manipulation for conditions beyond certain types of back pain. Conversely, proponents contend that it's fine. So have a wee look into it. But because if you're just looking for who fixes my back, all right, I'll go to the back people. Hiya, can I get my back fixed? But be aware that there is a lot of people that think it's absolutely bogus pish. And obviously I'm not here to tell anybody how to live their life or where to spend their money or how to get treated or whatever, but don't let them touch your neck. Like, it really causes harm. And instead, maybe go to like a physio or something. But anyway, I'm saying this as somebody that's got a problem with my neck and I've no went to get it seen to. But all the very best. Carivore says, chiropractor delayed my dad's cancer diagnosis by months, enough said. When you go in, I'm sorry to hear that, by the way, Carivore. When you go in, they don't just like, right, what's up with your neck? Right, let's fix it. They don't do that. They make you fill in a form to do with your lifestyle and what food are you eating and all of this sort of stuff. And then they will create a course for you to repeatedly go back, and they will like shape your energy or whatever. Different ones are different, and there's different layers of bullshit depending on which one you go to. But just kind of be aware, man. Right here says, for musculoskeletal issues, you'll want to see a physiotherapist. Aye, 100%. The temporary relief you get from chiro adjustments can be accomplished by much more effective and less dangerous massage therapists, and then physiotherapy. Yep. I mean, it looks good. On the phone to the boy the now, can we hold off? I'm in Edinburgh now for work, but Aladdin Falkirk I've been told is decent. He's an osteopath. Good luck. Oh, aye, Rolling Sausage, thanks for reminding me. People who are chiropractors claim to be able to cure dyslexia by manipulating your spine. Like, fuck off, chiropractors. Fuck off. Just behave yourselves. The NHS literally term it as complementary and alternative medicine. Aye. It's kind of like homeopathy or something like that. It's just made up. Osteopaths are legit, but still just like a massage therapist, temporary relief treatment. Sometimes you need that, you know. Like, see all of these alternative care practices or whatever. I mean, see if somebody is like got a real, they've got days to live, right? And you're fucked. But psychologically, it might benefit them to believe that they've got some sort of agency over how their treatment's going to go or whatever. Then maybe there is utility there for giving them homeopathic placebo pills or something like that. But it's like an ethically dodgy area that I don't really know what the answer is. But as a first port of call of like, all right, something's wrong with my body, I'm going to go and get it tested, I'm going to go and get it checked out, I wouldn't go to a chiropractor. Scream it for the rooftops, they're shoddy and shenanigans. Maybe some of them might have trained in physiotherapy. So some of them that you go into, I went to one and it was fine. Cool, that's great. Because the one you went to maybe knows other stuff that is grounded in science, and maybe they did the other stuff to you. But all the other stuff you can get by just going to a physio. You know what I mean? And you don't need to indulge in weird magical thinking. There are fucking dog chiropractors, there are baby chiropractors, and it's awful to watch because osteopathy is pseudoscience. Thanks, right here. I was getting a wee bit mixed up. It's been a while since I've had my head into this. Aye, so just stop that. If there's any chiropractors watching, just go and get a real job. Just go and get a real job, man. Anyway. Dated a GP for a while and she said she'd prescribed homeopathy, but usually just as that someone would stop whining about needing homeopathy. It's fucked that you can get homeopathy and chiropractic on the NHS when there's no evidence that any of it has got any utility, and there is evidence that it can be harmful and can delay more conventional treatments. However, the conspiracy theorist in me might be wondering why they want to delay the conventional treatments. Is it because it's more expensive or whatever? I don't know. But anytime anybody tries to fob you off with homeopathy or chiropractic, I would politely decline and ask to go and see a real medical person. Did the guy that invented chiropractic say he was a god or something? Well, Daniel Hahnemann, the homeopathy guy, was into things. The chiropractic guy started out, I forget the chiropractic guy's name, but he started out with magnet healing. So kind of similar to Reiki. Do you know about Reiki? Bullshit, man. Reiki is the practice where you lie down on a table and somebody just, without touching you, gives good energies into your body part that's sore. Like that. And they can charge up to 500 quid. Well, they could charge more than that. Whatever you're willing to pay, they'll take it from you. and then maybe they'll put like stones on your body, warm, or put some stones in the microwave, and then I'm going to put them. Fuck off. Fuck off. Could you just give us an MRI? Because there's something in here that isn't good. Have a wee look at it and give me exercises or whatever it is, or surgery if I need it. Please stay away from chiropractic if you care about it. Chiropractic is generally not offered by the NHS these days. Nice one. Nice one. How much money does homeopathy save them? Well, the deal is, so homeopathy is just sugar pills, right? Look into James Randi. He was a big proponent for teaching people on the dangers of homeopathy. And he would start every single lecture that he would do by downing a bottle of sleeping pills. Homeopathic sleeping pills. So he would take 250 sleeping pills and do a big 2-hour lecture proving that is a lot of shite. There are 2 foundational concepts to homeopathy, right? I know we're talking about chiropractics, but right. Homeopathy, right? One of the principles is that like cures like. Get this, man. Listen to this. So, if somebody goes to a homeopathic doctor with a rash on their arm, then what are they given to treat the rash? A tincture made from nettles. Because, here's the logic of homeopathy. You listening? Nettles would give a well person a rash. And so therefore somebody with a rash should get prescribed nettles to get rid of the rash, because like cures like. It's bogus pish. It's bogus nonsense. It doesn't make any sense. It's just made up. It isn't based on anything. It's made up. It's pish, right? That's the first principle. Wait till you get a load of the second principle of homeopathy. The more dilute that active ingredient, like nettles, the more that you dilute it, the stronger it is. So homeopathic medicine are measured, 10x, 20x, 100x, right? And every time that number goes up, it's diluted even more. So much so that the strongest form of homeopathic medicine, I forget the number of X, it's 1000X or something like that, means it's been diluted 1,000 times. And that's the equivalent of 1 drop of solution, the nettles, inside a giant ball of water that's the size of our solar system. That's the strongest type of homeopathic medicine that you can get. But then that bumps into a physics problem, where you're crossing something called Avogadro's limit. Avogadro's limit is a concept where if you dilute something that many times, then what is the likelihood that there is 1 molecule of active ingredient in your dilution? It's just made up. It's fucking a lot of shit. Anybody tries to sell you homeopathy, fucking stick a heat in them. Had a mate at uni take homeopathic IBS stuff, but he always complained about symptoms. Well, for all of these alternative health stuff, right, like, only a few things can happen. Either, Sparky, how's it going? Welcome in. Either you get better, in which case you will say, oh, that thing that I took helped, but you might naturally get better anyway. If you've got a sore arm and you take something and 3 weeks later your arm gets better, it might have just got better, right? So either you can get better, or you can get worse. And if you do get worse, the homeopath will say, all right, we'll just up the dose. Or it can stay the same, and similarly, they will just feed you more. Homeopathy is a big scam. It can get to fuck. So I feel very, very strong about that. I've noticed as well, in countries that have got a private healthcare system, so countries where the patient is a customer, ask your doctor about such and such. So America, that's certainly the case. And in Ireland doesn't really have an NHS in the same way we do. So you get drugs and stuff advertised to patients. It's not as bad as America, but it's very much like a market. And any time the patient is a customer, then that's where you get a lot of homeopathy advertised to them, because it's cheap as fuck, man. All the pills that you get, it's just sugar tablet. There's nothing in it. There is nothing in it. And for whatever reason, still in 2025, we are still allowed to sell that, and where people with a straight face will encourage you to spend money on it. Chiropractic isn't as egregious as that, because chiropractors work with spines every day, right? So occasionally somebody will come in with something that they can fix, and that's fair enough. But as I said, any merit you will get from a chiropractic can come from a physio. Might take a couple of times to find a physio that you like, that you go on with or whatever, but they're all based in evidence. They're all evidence-based practices, which isn't the case for homeopathy or chiropractic. Regarding the dilution, if water could remember what it's been in contact with, it wouldn't be safe to drink. Exactly. They've got this whole pseudoscience idea of water remembers. So if water remembers, does that mean that I'm like drinking piss of my ancestors? It's all a lot of lies, man. Have you seen the homeopathic A&E skit by Mitchell and Webb? I have not. So if anybody tries to sell you homeopathy, just tell them no thanks. Tell them to come and speak to me, right? Placebo effect has been proven scientifically, so there is merit in a placebo, right? But it should be up to a doctor to decide when to prescribe a placebo. So there are some situations that are in the mind of the patient, and in very particular and special contexts, it is ethical to give somebody a placebo, but that decision should be made by somebody who's qualified to make those decisions. But that's a slightly different topic than what we're on about. Anyway. But all the very best, anybody that's going through anything. Being ill is shit, right? And so when you're ill, you feel quite vulnerable. And when you're vulnerable, you will take help from anybody that's trying to give you help. And so because of that, that whole vibe it's like a dangerous situation that you can get into, especially if it's impossible to get through to your actual GP. You've been phoning up every day and they've just been brushing you off. If somebody overhears like that, right, give us 250 quid and I'll fix it. You're like, well, what have I got to lose? Turns out you could lose your life. They could give you a stroke, or lots of other complications. There used to be a skeptic movement, like good skeptics like Lisa Simpson, not cynics is a different thing. But then Richard Dawkins and fucking Ricky Gervais and stuff just made it all really smelly and unappealing towards folk that are sound and had compassion and empathy. Michael Shermer ended up being a bit of a transphobe. And so that James Randi died as well. He was a legend. And so because of all of that, the skeptic movement isn't really, it all's just fizzled out, man, and everybody just went their own way. Brush Fox, thank you very much for resubbing. If you sub, not only do you get your name up there, you get your profile picture there, and you've got a month ad free on the channel. Thank you very much for doing that, and good luck with all your stuff. Pretty sure I read there's better chance of a glass of water containing a molecule that's passed through Shakespeare. I think that's the same thing, Gary Black Eye. It depends on the dilution of the homeopathy. Brushfox says, honestly, 10:30, I would love to get you on my podcast because this banter is so well needed. I think we'd have a great chat. Cool. Hold on, is that Rachel home? Is that 4:30 already? No way. It is. I've been chatting away all this time. Hiya! Class, everybody, that's brilliant. Who started this chat? Ban them? No, we should we should Disney like when I start moaning about stuff, right? But it's fine. We should Disney like this because since I was about 13 years old, I've been moaning about homeopathy, fraudulent psychic mediums, spiritualists, Reiki practitioners, cunts that contact the dead, all of that sort of stuff. So for Wee Shed, he's heard this often, but Wee Shed's my dad. But on stream, I very rarely talk about this unless I'm baited into it by people at Brush Fox. But it's important, man. It's important because a lot of folk don't know about that. And if you've got a sore back, you look up, who do I visit? Chiropractors, right, give them a shot, job done. You know what I mean? Listen, you maybe just saved my life. Exactly, you can't put a price on that. Anyway. I just got a supplement ad that knows what we're talking about. It's weird, isn't it? My nan used to wear 4 magnetic bracelets. Aye, pish, total pish. Absolute pish. She's not about, like, remember the holograms the athletes could wear? And, like, remember the wee charity bracelets that had holograms on them and it would balance their chakras? Or, like, fucking Russell Brand, the verbose cunt that he is now selling holograms that will protect against 5G and all that. Like, there's money to be made, you know, just by lying to people and defrauding them. And the law is as such that you can just do it. And if people buy it, you make money. And that's that. Anyway. If anybody needs their chakras balanced, I'll do it for them, no bother. It'll only take 2 wee minutes and it'll cost you 500 quid. My ma's a spiritualist medium, lot of shite though. Thing is, Billy, it is a lot of shite, right? I'm sorry that I'm saying that your ma's involved in a lot of shite, but it is a lot of shite. You get 2 types of spiritualist mediums. You get closed eye psychics and open eye psychics. One of them know that what they're doing is a lot of shite. And so they're just providing a service. Well, you can believe or you can not believe if you want to or if you don't want to. But they've read the same books that I have. There's a big crossover between magicians and psychics. And I'm looking into this because, you know, I've been into magic, card tricks and shit, and Derren Brown stuff since I was a child. So I know a wee bit about magic. And from that position, I can see what they're all doing. Houdini, that was his whole vibe. He was a magician. He could smell bullshit, and he devoted a big part of his life to exposing that bullshit. James Randi, as I said, was a magician and an escapologist. Sadly, he died a couple of years ago. But check out, if any of this interests you, there's a documentary on Netflix. I think it might be on YouTube as well. It's called An Honest Liar, and it's about the life of James Randi. And he's one of my heroes. The guy's amazing. So check that out. And like Derren Brown on stage would do psychic readings, but as he's doing them, he would say, right, this is a lot of nonsense. I'm not actually doing this. Your mother is standing behind you. She's got a message for you. She isn't. I'm lying to you. This is a lie. She's got a message about a green door. Does that make sense? She didn't say that. I'm doing a trick. She's lying to you. And so he used his platform and his knowledge of magic and misdirection and all of that to guide people away from that. Anyway, it's a slippery slope, isn't it? As soon as you accept some bit of pseudoscience, you're then a bit more receptive to everything else, and before you know it, you're down lots of money and potentially you've wasted weeks of a terminal illness that if you'd have got treated sooner, you maybe would have survived. Would you be down for chatting on the podcast? Honestly, I'd be up for an episode. Brush Fox, maybe. I don't want to commit. I don't know who you are as well, so I'd need to investigate you. But what I'm saying is, right now, I've got more tasks than I've got time. So I'm quite busy just now with various things. Digital Artcast on YouTube. Cool, I'll give it a wee shufty. But thanks very much for asking me. But what I don't want to do is agree to something and then let somebody down. You know what I mean? Because right now I'm in the middle of 5 or 6 things. But I'll check out the podcast. Thank you very much for asking me. But maybe. But I don't want to commit to it and then let you down when I can't do it. What about the cupping thing athletes do on their back? Pish, Erasmus pish. Athletes are a bit different, right? So with superstition and supernatural stuff, it can have a calming effect. So superstition creeps in when you really care about the outcome of something, but you don't have any control over it. So if you're going to a football match, you might want to wear your lucky hat because the last time you wore that hat, your team won, right? Obviously, everybody knows that there's no relationship between you wearing a hat and your team winning, but it calms the nerves, doesn't it? If you're really nervous about this team, oh, fuck, right, I'll put my hat on, right, that's relaxed me, it's calmed me down. And that's what superstition is. When you really care about the outcome of something, but you don't have any control over it, your mind can get a wee bit funny. So for athletes, right, if you've got a big race coming up or whatever, then there might be a relaxing quality or an anti-anxiety quality with engaging in superstition that I think needs more people to look at it, right? But it doesn't mean that cupping has got a medical benefit, because it doesn't. Because if you try and look at that for any other group, it's as effective as like leeches or whatever. You know what I mean? Nice one, Brush Fox. Thanks very much. I'll check it out. And thanks very much for subbing as well, by the way. Honestly, need more Scottish peeps on the pod. Last one I technically interviewed was Ian McCaig. Managed to get him into it when I went to Lightbox in LA. Dynamite. Anything on Project Alpha is cool. So Project Alpha is Banachek and James Randi going to the same psychics that verified Uri Geller and doing the same magic tricks to try and get verified, and they did get verified as being the real deal. And then after they were verified, they came out and they're like, by the way, we tricked you. We were just using basic magic tricks. And the implication is that if they tricked the scientists that verified Uri Geller, then Uri Geller could have used magic tricks. And he did, basically. He came out later on and admitted that he was full of shit. What's the harm in Uri Geller bending spoons and stuff? Not much, because it's entertaining, right? But if you believe in that, then you might start believing in his healing powers. He briefly flirted with the idea of healing via psychics. If you look at people like Peter Popov and stuff, spiritualist healers and faith healers and stuff, it's nasty, it's ugly, ugly stuff. And then obviously people pretending to contact your dead relatives, that's really ugly stuff as well. It's not real, it's a lot of shite. And I find it ugly and quite offensive. Anyway, I'm on my soapbox now, man. But we'll see how it goes. Dancers don't say good luck to each other on opening night. They say toy, 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 or chuck us because of superstition. It's like the whole break a leg thing, isn't it? Can confirm if I see one magpie, I get mega anxiety. But as soon as I see more than one magpie, I'm all calm again. Tell you what, the human mind is fucking mental, isn't it, everybody? Lots of sports people use kinesiology tape that does absolutely nothing. For all these sports people, they're looking for any advantage they can get. And even if there's no proof that it's real, they're like, fuck it, geese it, man, geese it. Hello, non-binary, welcome in, how's it going? Most elite performers and sports, footballers and stuff are big on superstitions, 100%. But like, somebody wearing tape that doesn't work to play football, what's the worst that can happen, right? Versus somebody who needs medical treatment and isn't getting it and is instead going to a charlatan. Like, that's obviously... There's a line in all of this that I think the government should step in and lock people up. The Witchcraft Act became in, I used to know this all off the top of my head, but I don't now. But the Witchcraft Act became the Spiritualist Medium Act, and I think more people should be done on that. See, if I was king, or if I was Prime Minister, there would be a crackdown on all of this, because it's not good for us. Anyway. There's another Project Alpha that looks dodgy as it gets, a weird fraternity, nothing to do with James Randi. I see. We were talking about two different things. Cool. Here, listen, that's Rachel in, and I want to go and hang out with my girlfriend because she's cool. So what I'm going to do is find somebody cool to raid, and I think our good friend B. Dolan is live. I think he is, because it's Wednesday. He is live. He's one of my most favourite streamers ever. So we're all going to go over and we're all going to say hello to B. Dolan. Sorry I didn't attach the camera to my roof today, but sorry, to my ceiling. But we'll maybe do that tomorrow or something. We'll see how it goes. If you're not following B. Dolan, get him followed. He's genuinely one of the best on the platform. I love him to bits, and he's a very nice man as well. I've even, I know him and stuff. I bought his merch. Look. What a great guy. Love him. Rachel likes him as well. He's brilliant. Can't recommend him enough. Follow B. Dolan. Listen, everybody, thanks very much for the stream today. Please keep it real, take it easy. My name's James Houston, and Houston's Boostin', and I've achieved everything that I would like to do today, except from mount my camera up high and also do my magic trick. So here is a magic trick. Don't know if that worked. That was alright. I did it a lot slower than usual just to see what the vibe was, but I'll take it. See you later. Follow B. Dolan and say hello and all of that to B. Dolan. He's a great man. Hang around for the raid. Bye, folks. Goodbye. Goodbye now.